Manga family, how you guys doing today? We have a exciting insider chapter review this time around, chapter 20. One of my favorite characters ever. Man, my favorite, but he got smacked the hell this chapter with Stone. I don't know, a stone skeleton arm on flame. I don't know how to describe this ability. Anyways, we also have the person that got sent to capture the main. Well, technically capture the main character. Nah, it's not capture him. It's more like take the swords away from him. She arrives here towards the end of the chapter, and she also smacked my favorite character. So far, he's my favorite character. The Suzumi family. I don't know if I'm even saying the name of the family right, but anyways, that don't matter. Basically the beginning of the chapter is basically having our ideals of why the main character believe that he should have the swords and basically stuff like that. That's the beginning of the chapter. We also have the Suzami guy basically explaining to the main character why he hates his clan now. Technically, it's kind of it's not a petty reason. The reason he probably starts seeing the light of the day, I believe, is because he got kicked out of the family. So basically, he got kicked out of the family because he's one of the weakest Suzumi ever born without talent in the family. Obviously, I think it's one of those things in manga where he's the useless one, but he's going to have the OP ability later down the line. Obviously, I believe he's going to get the sword that they auction off. For some reason, I believe he's gonna get that sword because the chapter that he got introduced, they talked about the sword way too much for him not to get it. Also, he explained the motto of the Suzumi family. Basically, their motto is honor the Rozoshi above all else. The Rozoshi is the sword that I guess we're after, basically. Those born into the family and trained in sorcery from the young age, we have super strength to protect the Rozoshi before our lives. Basically, that's the motto. That's what they're trained for, and basically, their life is not useful. Basically, it's for the family and all that good stuff. Basically, they're trained from the young age, so they're so used to it that people are used to having people being sold. Because that's what this family do. They sell everything. They're part of the black market, so they sell people weapons and everything. But this guy started to realize that he doesn't support this, so he's trying to get in the way of his family, basically. And basically, he also have that he mentioned what I thought of last chapter. I was like, what kind of coincidence is this? Like, this is too much of a fated meeting for it to be accident. He basically mentioned it to the main character. What? That's a wild coincidence that you meet me. And basically, I said the same thing last chapter. But so the guy, basically his main goal obviously is to get rid of his family, to make it fail. So then the best idea he had was to steal the sword, basically, or the sword going missing, because the sword is the biggest item in the auction. Which is crazy because they somewhat have the same goal. And the main character also mentioned why he wants the sword, because he basically asked him. So the main character say he doesn't have a reason he wants to have it, but basically he does, because his reason is he doesn't want people to get hurt. So he's the good guy at heart. We see Shiba also calling the main character to warn him, which is kind of too late because the girl is already out here to attack the main character. But while the elevator is opening, Shiba is explaining that the person that's after him is named Hayoki Kugari. I'm pretty sure I messed up that name, but whatever. She's a wielder of an ability called Flame Bone of the Starving. The Flame Bone is similar to the Sacred Blades, which is crazy that she's such a strong sorcerer that her ability is as strong as a Sacred Blade. So that's crazy. Then we finally got to see a picture of her, which I was right. She's a girl. Last chapter I said that. It was last two chapters I've been saying that she's a girl. And remember, I had a theory. It did not get confirmed this chapter, but I had a theory that this guy that is part of the Suzumi family is going to be a part of the main character team. And I said, typically in Shonen Jump, you have three 2-man team and one girl. So it's 3-man team, but it's not a 3-man team because there's a girl always in the group. But I think of Naruto, you got Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. I think she's gonna be part of this group because not only that she's a female, she's strong. So I think she's gonna sympathize with him. Like she's gonna agree with the main character. Not this chapter because she's trying to kill him, even though she's here just for the swords. And we also learned that this ear is basically a holy sumo ring. Which I don't know what this means, but basically this area is protected for them to fight. So it basically protects them. Basically, I think it's like let's think of domain expansion where it protects people from the outside war, where you can fight without, I guess, killing people outside. I guess that's the point of it. But anyways, we see the new girl attacking him, basically explaining to her that, well, she's explaining to the main character basically that he needs to give the sword back, that it's too dangerous for people to have outside of the government. It's their job to delegate the power to protect basically the war. So everybody shouldn't have these swords. But while attacking him, the main character uses his ability Akura. I say Akura. It's Aka. This is the ability to absorb attacks, basically, which didn't really help because he still burned, basically. And he also explained to her that he broke the cloud dodger. Now, this is the interesting part. The samurai guy said that it's impossible to break an enchanted blade, but I saw the last chapter and it looked like the sword broke in half. So unless they don't know that his sword is strong enough to do it, or they just don't have information about this, he did break it. I don't know. Unless he didn't, but I don't know. The chapter looked like the main character broke the cloud geyser. But anyways, we just see the rest of the chapter, him trying to fight, and you see the guy, basically, he idolized the main character to the point where he ran into the middle of the fight and got slapped the hell by the girl. And the chapter ends with the guy basically saying, "You saved me," and the main character with a shock face, which is crazy. He's so dedicated to save the main character because he see him as his samurai, basically. So hopefully next chapter we have these 3 people teaming up to get the swords. The girl might take a little bit longer. I think she's a hothead, ironically, with her ability. I think she's more of a hothead, so it might take a little bit. But they might convince her to let them go, because I don't see the main character being her. If she's the strongest of the quote-unquote Konabis, then the main character's not going to be able to beat her. Like I also said, but I do think she's not the strongest. I think Shiba and Azumi, I think that even the Hyros are stronger than her. But I think they might be saying she's the strongest of the people that are not like in the leadership positions. But anyways, that was the end of the review. Comment down below and what you guys like on this chapter. And Manga Family, we out.